Now, credit reference bureaus are working to soon provide a profile of mobile money lenders in the country. This will ensure that persons with good credit history can secure loans through this platform on time. They are also working to provide credit scores of borrowers. The move is expected to help improve credit appraisal and check the current high loan default rate. George Ahiafo is Chief Executive of Credit Reference Company XDS Data.
They are submitting data, but they are yet to use this thing to the fullest. They are not using it for all the reasons they should be using it. So there's still some gap there. And, we needed to be using it for acquiring customers like a KYC, because we have all that information on the database. They needed to do some analysis with the information on the individual. It's not a blacklisting database. You see the person's performance, and then you use it based on your risk appetite. You use it to structure something for the person, and also that the people, the consumers, they need to understand this. That when you're going to the bank to borrow money, you're not begging the bank. You understand? So you need to know your profile so that when you go there and you think that the rate is too high for you, you can go to the next person or you can bargain it down. So the understanding from the consumer side and the understanding to a certain extent from the financial institution side is all lacking fully. The full understanding is still lagging behind.
Do I get from you that the platform, you think that is still underutilized in terms of the potential of
Exactly.
credit reference?
Exactly.
Why?
It's underutilized. Well, because the inquiries that we get is basically when people come to look for a loan. You understand? But they can use it when new people or new consumers come to open an account.
Now, unidentified hackers broke into the systems of Pegasus Technologies, a company that integrates mobile money transactions between telcos, banks, and other local, regional, and international money transfer services, making off with a yet-to-be-known sum, but said to be millions of dollars. The most affected firms are the leading telcos, Airtel and MTN Uganda, as well as Stanbic Bank, Uganda's largest bank that also backs up most of the mobile money transactions. MTN and Airtel temporarily suspended their mobile money services across networks in the East African country due to the attack. But here in Ghana, the Chamber of Telecommunications is assuring all consumers that mobile money transactions between two mobile service providers through the interoperability platform is secured, safe, and robust. We're joined via Zoom by the Chief Executive of the Chamber, Ken Ashigbe, with more. Good afternoon or good evening to you, Mr. Ashigbe. Now, can we get to actually understand exactly what happened in the case of Uganda?
Well, thank you very much, Israel. What we're beginning to learn, and it's still early days yet, we're trying to get data from these markets, is that what have been more of an insider work where somebody within the third party that provides the interoperability service might have caused the breach. So it was not an external intrusion into the system, but rather somebody within that would have caused this. But we are still getting more information to be able to ascertain the veracity of all of this. We have seen also some stories that talk about the fact that money might not have been lost as had initially been done. So I'm sure in the coming days we'll get a lot more information.
All right.
We are even having plans of having a meeting with ourselves and the Bank of Ghana as well on this, but we're still collecting information.
So I'm also quite interested in the bit about money being lost. You're saying that money probably may not have been lost, because I'm wondering, how is it that millions of dollars equivalent in shillings could have been moved out of transactions or cashed out? I'm trying to understand how where it terminated. Did it terminate on subscribers' phones, or was it moved to other accounts, and if it's moved to identifiable accounts, you can always reverse those transactions?
Well, so Israel, what we have so far is reports that are coming in, and I've seen from some other portal that talks about the fact that Stanbic and Airtel and MTN say mobile money accounts not affected by the weekend act, and that no money might have been lost. So what we need to do is to be able to get information from our Airtel and MTN are members of the chamber, and they are in these markets. So we're trying to see what information we can get from Uganda to be able to verify that from the authentic sources. So I will not be able to comment exactly on what actually happened in Uganda over the weekend, but I'm pretty sure in the coming days, if we should speak, if we get some confirmation, I'll be able to share that with you.
All right, so let's come back to our system here, and I want to find out from you how robust or how secured are our systems such that we can avoid such large-scale frauds. Well,
the good thing is that when you come to Ghana, the way our mobile money architecture is what pertains in a lot of markets. Our mobile money infrastructure is bank-based. So for every pesewa that you transfer electronically, that e-money is backed by money that sits in the banks. And it is very well regulated. We have moved from guidelines to actually having a bill in place. And in terms of the technical infrastructure that has been put together, we run very, very robust systems that are constantly being tested and ensure that you don't have any intrusions that can break it. And also you have regulations and guidelines that limit the amount of money, particular wallets can move on a daily basis, weekly and monthly basis. And then also there are all these checks and balances that are involved. So even if the time somebody internally want to do anything, the level of the amount of money that can be moved will be very difficult. The challenge has always been on the user side, on the human side. And that's why we are constantly talking about the training and educating of our users, because all the time what happens is that the social engineering, and then they are able to then acquire your PIN number and are able to do transactions. So far as the systems are concerned, including the interoperability system that is run by GIPS, it is a very secured and robust system. And we are not complacent with it. Constantly, you have ethical hackers that themselves are trying, to find ways in which to breach this so that if there are any vulnerabilities, they are dealt with. And this goes on a constant basis. So we would not, the way we are structured, would not be vulnerable to some of these movements where a lot of money can be done. So our subscribers, our customers' monies are very safe because, as I said again, all the monies are backed by physical cash that sits in the banks, and that is regulated by the Bank of Ghana.
All right, thank you very much. Ken Ashigbe is Chief Executive of the Ghana Telecoms Chamber, and well, he's giving us some assurances that in the case of Ghana, it will be quite difficult to move the amounts that have been talked about in the case of Uganda. But moving on.